Now let's say it's time to put titles on your video, a step you usually save till the end. But let's say you need to bring another clip over. Well, you can grab everything in your timeline by clicking Command A on your keyboard, Command A, which is select all. Or you can drag a rectangle starting out here and drag it over that way. Okay. I have the first shot here of Leela, and of course remember you want to get right as she's entering. You can use the arrow keys. Letter I. Okay. I don't remember exactly where that ends. I can check the preview though. Okay, she's actually looking up. Now some of you have noticed that, and that will still have my in and out point here. That the end of that clip is slowed down. Some of you are very observant. Okay. Ouch. Okay, so now what you could do is you could put your time indicator here, right at the edge of the footage. And you could actually come over here and you can insert before. So I grabbed the footage and I dropped it into this box. You can actually choose any of these boxes, but insert before will insert it without overwriting it. Okay, so that is slightly slowed down. There's a few ways to do this. One way is to cut C. Right now, notice that my link selection is off. Okay? When it's off, that means, and I'm going to go back to the letter V, that means that your audio is not linked currently with the video. I'm going to pull these back, and then if I wanted to slow this down, I go to right mouse button, speed duration. To slow down, you would do something like 75. If you wanted to go faster, you could do something like 200. Okay, I'm going to do 75, click it. Now you see it's longer.
Good.
Okay, and it's probably should be a little bit longer even. So I'm going to go to back to speed, maybe make it 50. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to do the title. Put that right there. Now, you might want to look back at the preview to see what the title looks like. Okay, you don't have to get the exact one, but notice that all caps sans serif font. There's no little edges. Alright, so you get something like that, and each word is on its own line next to her face. Okay, so that you can actually leave up there as you're getting the title. I'm going to go up here to title, new title, default still. Notice roll and crawl are other options. So let's say you wanted to do end credits that are rolling, or something crawling along the bottom of the screen like an emergency, or the news crawl that you see in CNN or something like that. But we don't want that for this. We want a default still. This is the name of the title file, not the text that's going to appear. I'm just going to leave it title 01. And it's going to go into this screen. Now this is actually a separate little interface. It's using the frame that the time indicator is on the timeline as a reference frame. It's not actually going to appear. Your text is not going to appear there yet until you drag it there. Okay, so first, notice it's in the text tool currently. If it's not, you can click the text tool over here, the type tool, right? And I'm just going to drag it, and I know it's going to be along the side of her face, so I'm actually going to go ahead and drag it into that rectangle shape. Okay, I'm going to type in bath, enter, time, enter, for, enter, Leela. Then I'm going to grab that text. I'm going to go ahead and make that black, the text. Okay, so I went into fill. I checked fill. If it wasn't checked, it already was. And I went into the color and chose black. Okay. We need to make it a lot bigger, so you can come up here to the size, and you can just notice where the two little arrows appear. You can just grab that. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm going to pull it over to here to see how it looks with that. It's odd. It's not as dark as that. Okay, one of the things I think I did is I actually looked at these text styles. These are really nice because they already have some formatting in there. So you might want to come down here. I have a feeling it's this. I don't know. It might be that, but just kind of the kerning's been worked with, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it is. Okay. That's getting pretty close. That's close enough. Okay, so the one I chose was Lithos Pro Black 43. Okay, so you can play with kerning, size, okay, size needs to be a little less because we want it all to be there. Now notice this here, these lines out here. This is your title safe area, and psychologically it's weird to do something like this. Okay, you don't want to put your text out here too much along the edge. Ideally you put it into the inner title safe. Okay, so that's looking pretty close. It might be able to be a little smaller, so I'm going to go back to T. I'm going to grab it, make it a little smaller, go back to select up here, and maybe put this down a little bit more. Alright, yeah, I think that is the text. Now, what's nice too is that there's probably a little bit of a shadow on that, or an outline or something that makes the letters pop. If not, you might want to come down here. You see inner stroke. You see things like shadow. Okay, if you do shadow, you might want to change that to the opposite color, sort of white. Okay, that's going to make it pop. You can change the angle of the shadow, the size. Okay, that's going to really make it. I love shadow. Okay, so notice the difference. Might not be able to see it, but there is a pretty big difference. Let me make it bigger. Now you're going to notice the difference. I check it on and off and you see the difference here in the shadow. Okay, I like that. Now I accidentally made another text box, see that? So I'm just going to click on it and delete it. Okay, now what you're going to do, and you see there's lots of other options too in here, right? The title styles are really nice, but they don't cover everything, right? But they're very good to use if you want everything all to be part of your title already. Some of them already have like a little shadow, haze, you know, all these things, outline, so forth. Okay, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to actually X out of this title screen, and notice what it did here. It did not put my title there. Okay, put it over here, title 1. Do you see that? You're going to drag that like any video clip, and you're going to put it above about where you want it on its own video track, V2 in this case. Okay, now while it's still selected, or rather you're going to need to reselect it, you might want to do some dissolves on it. Okay, so you can select those one at a time, like that, and then do Command D for the default transition, which is a dissolve, or you can just have the clip selected on your timeline and do Command D, and see now it's going to have a nice cross dissolve. It's going to come in. Okay, without that, notice what happens. Without it, it's just going to like suddenly appear, and we don't really want that. We do want Command D, make sure it's selected. It needs to be selected on our timeline, Command D, and it will do the default transition.
Good.
Okay, now, so with that clip there, I've slowed it down, but another thing you might want to do, with it selected, Leela enters, is what I called it. Okay, you might want to make her face even go more to the left. Okay, by doing some nice keyframing on this. This is more advanced, so you don't feel you have to do this, but you could click these stopwatches. Okay, so early in the clip, and then move her over You're going to have to make it a little bigger so that it fills the frame. Okay, she's pretty good in terms of vertical. Okay, something like that. Okay, so it made some keyframes when I started moving that, as long as you've already selected keyframes down here. Okay, in fact, I'm going to even bring those over. I grab both of them by drawing a rectangle around them. As soon as the clip starts to go in slow motion, which is in this part of the clip.
Bathroom. Good.
Okay. So it's a gentle thing. You almost can't really tell. But you see these numbers are moving as I'm scrubbing. And you do see that she moves over a little bit. Okay. So that's the way to do text, and make sure to, at the very end of your video, you're going to add your own name, edited by your name. Make sure to add those cross dissolves.